back to Focus Atlanta. Thanks so much for continuing to watch. We are going to close out the show with something very important. It is your immune system. I know we've all been thinking about this more over the last 2 years than we have in our entire lives. But you know what? It's really important. It's really important to enhance what we've been doing and maybe start some new things. I'm here with clinical pharmacist Jim LaValle, and we're going to talk a little bit about the supplements you should be adding to your diet. Thank you so much for coming on the show.
Oh, I'm thrilled to be here. It's a great topic, very timely. The flu season's on us. And of course, we got this last 2 years. It's been weighing heavy on us. So, we got to keep working.
You're right. You're right. I mean, okay, we've all been worried about the COVID-19 and all the things that we should be doing in terms of staying safe and staying 6 feet apart and all those kind of things. But we got to live. We got to get back out there. We got to start going back to work. Life is going to continue to happen. What can we do to boost up our immune system? Not just over COVID, but, the flu and having a cold and those other things that take us out.
Here's the thing we know. People that exercise regularly and eat healthier, more vegetables, are less prone for not just the pandemic, but colds and flus in general. The next step is I got to work with stress response. I got to learn how to cope with my stress, because stress has a dramatic impact on your immune system. A lot of people didn't realize that.
I don't think I knew that. I don't know that I've ever heard that before.
Oh yeah, when you're under high stress, you weaken your what's called T killer cells, the cells that are able to go out there and fight and attach to a virus. They get weak. They don't have as powerful a punch. And then, so that's kind of a big deal. And then the last one before we get into what supplements to use is you really have to understand you need sleep. So vitamin D, C, and zinc, everybody went out and got. And supplement sales went up robustly in the last 2 years. People were out trying to be proactive.
That wasn't a terrible thing.
No, I think it was awesome. I think people finally, look, there's always a silver lining around the dark cloud, right? If you want to have a better defense, there's 2 nutrients I think that are awesome. One is aged garlic extract. Now, the neat thing about aged garlic extract is when it gets aged, when you take it, you don't get the stinking rose effect anymore. It helps your immune system in a lot of ways. First of all, it makes your T killer cells get more active. And they showed that it reduced incidence, duration, and severity of colds and flu during cold and flu season when people took aged garlic extract going into the season. So big preventative. Now, the other benefit, aged garlic extract turns out, and there are human studies, multiple human studies on this, reverses vulnerable plaque in your arteries, helps your blood vessels to become more youthful so your blood vessels can expand again, and so blood pressure is better. Turns out when you take aged garlic extract, it lowered the inflammatory compound output by 1/3 in people that were overweight. And then they studied it multi-ethnically, and they found that it had the same effect across all ethnicities. The next one that's really important is Moducare, or plant sterols and sterolins. These are plant fats that get concentrated into a little capsule. Moducare was developed in South Africa by a Dr. Buick to help the HIV population in lower income or indigent areas, to give them something that would help them make their immune system stronger and help survivability. And there are human studies on that as well. So there's human studies showing that when you take Moducare, it balances your immune system out. So it keeps your immune system kind of ready to defend. And I think these are 2, when I talk about the immune system with folks, I'm trying to get them out of thinking of, what do I take if I get sick?
Before you get sick, we want your immune system to be nice and strong before you get sick. So you don't get sick. That's what we want.
Be healthy. And if you do get a virus, incidence, duration, and severity can go down. And when you combine using things like Kyolic aged garlic with Magicare, baseline of zinc, C, and D, those are all nutrients that all good. So the big thing is combine this as a program with drinking more water and taking a walk 5 days a week if you can. Some areas of the country when it's really cold out, I get it. But, and then the big one, try to eat a couple vegetables.
More than a couple would be great.
And what that really translates to, I think, is what the National Cancer Institute was getting to, is that eating vegetables equates to better health, equates to a better immune system, equates to less cancer risk. And of course, when your immune system is healthier, you don't succumb to viruses as much either. And what I like about Magicare is that it's an extract from plants, meaning that they are these plant fats, and they're called plant fat glucosides, that when you take them together in the body, they feed your immune system and help your immune system to be more ready and to be more in balance. And there are nice studies on this. Once again, gotta look at the studies. It's important.
James, you've given us so much to think about. Thank you so much for coming on the show. I can't let you get out of here, though, without giving your personal website, because I know that some of these tips and some of these things can be found there as well. Where can we find you online?
It's pretty easy, JimLaValle.com.
Thank you so much for coming on Focus Atlanta. It was a pleasure to meet you.
Oh, it's great being on. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. All right, guys, we have given you some fantastic nuggets to take away.